Have you ever gotten attached to a particular machine many years ago due to a certain life's experience that literally made you fall in love with said machine, but then you procrastinate a bunch, and then days and weeks turn into years and decades, and by the time you finally get around to buying that machine you've always wanted all those years ago, you come to find out it's 10x the price? Well, that's the story today with the almighty Honda CR250R, which I myself owned from my very own childhood. And when I came full circle 2 decades later to purchase one, I realized the prices of these things weren't even close to my range of affordability anymore. So like always, I put my thinking cap on, used my brain, and came up with a solution. Buy one that's broke and fix it. So that leads me to today's project, this 2003 Honda CR250R. If this sounds like something you might be interested in, grab your favorite snack, sit back, and let's get to work. Welcome back, Stupid Fast Nation. Hope y'all are having a killer weekend. Bringing you back for some Honda love for another epic episode. Guys, taking you back to my childhood roots a little bit. This here, we have a 2003 Honda CR250R, one of my all-time favorite dirt bikes. It is definitely in my top 5. It holds a near and dear place in my heart. Now, when I was a child, I didn't have the 2003, I had a 2001. Slight changes from the 01 to the 03. The things that I know of that are different, I believe, are the power valve on the 0304 is a little different from the 01 and 02 or something to that effect. Also, the frame, this has a nice curve in, whereas the 01, 02, and I think even 00, 99, 98, 97, I don't know if 96 did or not, I can't remember off the top of my head, but they had a straight fat frame where it just came straight down. Now, I'm a fan of the straight fat frames. I actually have one over there, a 2001 aluminum CR250R frame with a CR500 motor swap in it. That's gonna be a future video. I think we're gonna do a CR500 trike out of that. That's the leak, that's all I'm gonna say. That would probably be the trike I wanna build this year for Preston's big trike event. I call it Trike Fest. I know it's not Trike Fest. I know there's a bigger Trike Fest down south. One of these years I want to get to that as well, but there's the leak. So with that being said, we've got this 03 here. I got this thing for about 600 bucks in total, which is actually a really good deal for this year Honda. I know it's not painfully low like some of the other machines I get, but it is in decent shape and literally just needs a top end job. Clean the thing up real nice, make her shine, put that little elbow grease touch on her, and then we can send her on down the road. But my plan was, after I sold the 2015 YZ250, I really wanted to keep this one, and I really wanted to do special ground up build on it. But unfortunately, I'm trying to get out there, do some racing this year with the Banshee. I know y'all are catching eyes on the YFZ1000 sitting back there. She's almost done. I want to get a turbo on that thing. I want to make some big horsepower out of that, like 400 to the wheel is kind of what my goal is with that. So in order to do those things, I can't hold on to all the machines that come in the shop. And while yes, these bikes do bring a good value, it won't fit well into my retirement. Well, actually it probably would fit well into the retirement collection. I'm building a retirement collection of older machines, YZ490, CR500, TRX250R, Zilla. Like, I'm building a collection of those older machines for when I get older, and then I have something to cash in for retirement. Who knows where I'll be at that point in life, but it would be nice to have a small collection, small fortune sitting for when I need it. This might fit into that. I don't know how much the value will go up over the next 20, 30 years on these. It's not as old as some of the other machines. It is what it is. This one, I can get another one. The market's still not way up for these. It's up, but it's not way up. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and fix this one up. We're gonna sell it. These bikes do sell for a decent bit on Marketplace. So we're gonna clean this thing up. I got some fresh plastics. I got a fresh Wiseco top end. I had to go out and buy another cylinder for it, some other little odds and ends for it to make it look nice, and we'll shine the heck out of this thing. and we'll catch you on it Rip and Ride. Let's get it. Okay guys, before we get cracking, I'd like to introduce today's video sponsor, Hovsco e-bikes. You guys already know I love electronic bicycles and scooters. I have a whole collection of them. I love them. Me and my whole family use them for everything. We live out in the countryside, so for us to go get milk and eggs at the store rather than firing up the car, especially in cold weather, waiting 10, 15 minutes for it to warm up, it's nice. You just get to hop on it, an e-bike or an e-scooter, you just run down the store quick. They do 30, some of them do 35 mile an hour. I don't know the top speed of the Hovsco e-bike, but what I can tell you is that they've been in business for a while, and these bikes look pretty cool on the internet. Now I got this bike. This was their most powerful one. I got this one on purpose because I know from testing out a few other scooters and bikes that sometimes they're underpowered for the weight. And so I make sure to tell them I want your strongest one. And when I caught this one on the store, I was like, I have to have that one. I was like, I do not even want to do, I literally was this stubborn. I was like, I'm not doing an ad unless I get that exact bike. Oh man, it looks so good. Oh God. So I'm going to contain myself. I'm like a kid in a candy store. Number one, I love fat tire mountain bikes. I have a couple dogs. We run around the property. So it's nice. I just get to hop on the e-bike and take my dogs for a jog around the yard. I got a pit bull and a black lab. So it's really cool. And this one in particular happens to be your boy, well, one of your boy's favorite colors. All right, let's see here. All right. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, I love that. Let me get this out. Let me get it set up. If my microphone will stay on. All right, boys, I got the e-bike outside here. This gorgeous lime green color. Love this. The suspension feels amazing on this already. Feels good on my big butt. And turning this on is pretty easy. Just hit the button here. Boom, she comes on. We're gonna turn her all the way up. I don't know what PAS means, but sheesh. Not bad, not bad. Pretty fast. Let's do a little top speed run. See what we get. Oh, brakes are good, brakes are good. Oh, I like this one a lot. Yeah, this thing's great. I love the suspension on it. Comes with keys for the battery to lock and unlock it. Yeah, I dig it. And it's just like a mountain bike, so if it dies, you have clickers here. Look, I let off the gas. Oh, and it's pedal assist. So you could pedal and it helps you so you don't, if you're not physically fit or whatever. Oh, and then it goes automatically. That's pretty cool. I like how it locks on. This thing's way cool though. Definitely get you some today. Link in the description and top comment. All right, now, while $600 for a 2003 CR250R is a great deal, I still had to put some money into it to make it a running, riding bike again. These things don't put themselves together for free. So I have a cylinder here that I purchased on eBay in phenomenal shape. Very clean. You can still see some of the cross hatching on it. The bridge area of the exhaust is not extremely damaged. Sometimes this area of this exact cylinder gets damaged very badly. This one looks in really good shape yet. I'll throw a quick hone on it just so we have a rough surface for the rings to seat and mate better. But yeah, this cylinder is pretty much ready to use. I may even throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner. I got that thing heating up in the back and I have to put one stud in it, but that cylinder is in excellent shape. This cost me about $400 on eBay, so not cheap for this year CR250R. I got a Wiseco piston, brand new in the box. I can't remember the exact price, but generally Wisecos are like 160, 180, 200, 220, like somewhere in there. I'm gonna guess this year CR isn't very cheap. And so this piston was probably 180 to 200 bucks. So we're already up to 600. We're already 1200 deep in the CR250R. We got a gasket kit. That's a Tusk one. I think they were like 40 bucks. Tusk is a couple bucks more than the Chinese ones. I like Tusk because Rocky Mountain's a partial sponsor of the channel, so I like to use their products. I've used Tusk gaskets in handfuls of machines. I have no problems with them. I'm happy with it. So another 40 bucks there. We got foot pegs. They were 30, 40 bucks on Amazon. They're really nice, black with the polished tips. I think these are cool looking. We got some grips, some waffle grips, and we have brand new plastics. The waffle grips were 10 bucks, and then the plastics I think were about $200. I got a Restyle kit because I love the look of the Restyle. So I bought a Restyle kit for this. So we'll get a Restyle kit on it. I was gonna powder coat the wheels, but I just don't think that somebody's gonna wanna give me what I'm gonna want for it when it's done, ready to ride, and in beautiful condition, all cleaned up. So I think I might skip powder coating the wheels on this one. We'll see how today goes with rebuilding it. So what do we got here, guys? 200, 400 to 600, 700, 800, 850-ish, maybe a couple bucks more. So 850 and 6, that puts us up, we're about 1,500 bucks in on the CR250R. Not a bad investment because the motor is pretty similar to the TRX 250R. I know some parts do interchange with those, and TRX 250Rs bring a good amount of money, which is why I think these are also very valuable, but they're highly sought after. Everybody loves these bikes. They've got tons of power and stuff. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and shut up. I really wanna get to work on this thing and revive my childhood bike. Let's get after it. All right, Rippers and Rippettes. In order to get this amazing semi-classic Honda back up in track shape, we're gonna start by resurfacing the cylinder head. Pro tip, I normally use a 400 to 600 grit sandpaper, tape it to a very flat surface like granite, and then take my time applying even pressure and making sure to alternate patterns like X-shaped movements, circular patterns, as well as forward, back, and side to side. Some people use a blue dye to see the high and low spots, which I have also done as well in the past. I just tend to do it by eye now, and then check my work with a straight edge and a feeler gauge. Most OEM specs for allowable gap under the straight edge are around or less than 0.002 thousandths of an inch in total. I took some time off camera to run some things through the ultrasonic cleaner, like the new cylinder and the old power valve equipment. In this type of two-stroke, the power valve is extremely important, and we must take great care when assembling to make sure everything moves very freely, so we don't have any issues when the bike is running with it, getting stuck into the power band that it is tuned for. So we will be replacing the seal, as well as cleaning all of the carbon buildup off of every single tiny piece and part, and making sure it's smoothly operational. The things I do for you guys. My concrete is sweating so bad because we've had like torrential downpours for the last, I don't even know, 2 months straight here in Pennsylvania. And now my butt's gonna be soaking wet the rest of the day. My feet are already soaking wet just from walking over here. Just wanted to say, that's how much I love you guys. I'm willing to torture myself a little bit just to create content. So I hope you're enjoying it. And with that being said, let's move on to the top end. I see we have a very nice hot rods crank that looks to be in very nice and newer like shape, so that is definitely a plus. We're going to put a fresh Weisscoat piston in here with our fresh Tusk gasket kit, and we should be good to go. Fingers crossed, let's get after it. All right, boys, you know the drill. No microphone, First test fire, coolant's full, tranny's full, there's gas and oil in the tank. Don't know how good the gas and oil in the tank is, but I'm not taking the carb apart yet. If I try to start this a bunch of times, it don't start because it got immaculate compression, obviously having a fresh top end. Then we will take the carb apart and do that. So let's give it a shot. Let's see if she'll fire up. All right. Oh, and before I fire this up, I didn't want to finish the bike. I wanted to make sure it runs first before I do anything else. Just because in case I got to tear stuff apart with greasy hands and everything, I don't want to mark up all the brand new plastics. I want to keep them in really nice shape, and the grips and all of that kind of stuff, foot pegs and everything. So if we get this running, the next step will be to take it down to the car wash, hit all that nitty gritty stuff up there in the front of the pipe. I actually cleaned out a bunch of the pipe too. There was tons of carbon buildup, so I know this thing was getting tons of oil, but regardless, hot rod's crank, fresh Weisco piston. Let's see if she'll run. Woo! And this ain't good with slippery feet. Yowza! Clutch needs a little adjusting, but come on, man, 3 kicks on the first start. I think it was 3. Check me in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure. Woo! I'll take that, baby. Childhood bike, let's go. I think we're gonna have to change that lever out too, but damn, man. When they say consistency and repetition are the keys to building your life, I am telling you without a doubt, that is 100% the way to build it. Consistency is as long as you keep doing it over and over and over again, and then the repetition builds up. Once the repetition builds up, things just get a lot easier because then you just know, like, oh yeah, I remember that. I did that 500 times on this other machine. Dude, I am so stoked. Let's get this thing cleaned up, finished up, and let's get it ripping and riding. super happy with how this thing turned out. I think it looks incredible. All the polish stuff. I literally just spent the last 4 hours polishing the frame, the pipe, cleaning up the motor, outside of rinsing it off over there. And then also the wheels, like I just went through the swing arm, I polished up all that stuff real nice, cleaned it, polished it. I mean, I think it turned out phenomenal, but you tell me, if this was your bike and you were building it from the ground up, what would you have done differently from me to make yours look more personal? Tell me in the comments below. What would your color scheme have been? What would you have done? I left this canvas blank because I want the next owner to be able to put whatever graphic kit they want on it, their name, their number, their style, them. It's unique to them, you know what I mean? They could do spoke covers, they could do all kinds of stuff. A couple things off camera I replaced that I didn't show you guys. Brand new eBay foot pegs and billet black. They're really nice. They were like 50 bucks. And some waffle grips. I put some fresh waffle grips on here with the fresh plastics, and we got the fresh top end, we got the hot rods crank inner. I mean, it's a one kick bike literally now. Only the first start, and actually the first 3 kicks were kind of like a ghost kick type deal, and then the last one, it literally was just boop, it fired right up. So but anyways, let's take this thing for a ride, guys. I'm super excited to feel the power. I'm not excited to get it dirty, but I am excited to ride it. And I put my shorts on so I don't get it all dirty, because I spent all that time cleaning it up. And while the wheels will get dirty on it, I am hoping and praying the rest of it does not get dirty, because that was a lot of work and I don't want to redo it again. Let's see, one kick. Yeah, dude, one kick. She's cold as can be too, look. Cold as can be. All right, man, let's play. Whoa, okay, all right, simmer down, CR, simmer down. Yeah, baby, what do you guys think? Let me know. Oh, it'll go. Yeah, that's what I want every time. Whoa, yeah! All right, I'll take that. Yeah, baby, this thing's a handful and a half, dude. That was the second gear launch.
what you want to see me build next. I'll catch you in the next one.